Hello and welcome back to another episode of the White Sox March to October. We're coming in here year 4. We're at a 39-15 record, and the crazy thing about that is I don't even think this team's been playing as good as it could be. But we've got a matchup here we're loading right into against division rival Cleveland Guardians. Matt Strom's on the mound, 15 pitches in, so that should mean that we could take him out here if I want to, because the last time we left Matt Strom in a game trying to protect a lead, he did not protect that lead. He gave up 4 runs, gave up the lead. But I do want to see what's going on here in this game. 8-7 is a bit higher of a score than we're sometimes used to here. We've got homers from Vlad and Duran. We've got a couple 3-hit games, Montgomery and Hayes. Woodruff kind of got hit around, and then Strom's come in, and yeah, he gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. His ERA is up to 10.8 on the year, and he's gotten like a decent amount of appearances too. It's not working out with him, is it? So yeah, I'm gonna bring in Tanner Scott, hopefully get these last 2 outs of this inning, maintain our lead. And actually, the funny thing about this right now and playing this game right now is I actually tried to do this yesterday, and I started the game like I made it into the 9th inning, but we were having a lot of like wind here and wind gusts, and the power went out in the middle of the game, and then it just kept going out. And I didn't know how that would affect the game, but we just kind of had to start over now. So I'll be totally honest, I held them scoreless in this bottom half of the 8th, and then I took a 9-7 lead in the 9th, and then everything just didn't count. So we got to kind of replicate what I did last time, or else I'm going to be a little upset. That didn't happen last time. Okay, we got Jimenez looking in the zone. I really wanted him to roll into a double play. I know he's not the easiest guy to double up, but now we got to face J-Ram with 2 on. Wait, we might have gotten him here. I could have just stepped on third, but that'd just be too easy. All right, so let's see what we can do about extending this lead. Last time we got an AB with Vlad, he walked it off in the last episode, so let's stay hot with him. All right, well, they were scared of him instead. I'll take it, though. I'll take a leadoff walk. And actually, I think this might be my first at-bat with Spencer Jones. I don't think he's been in the lineup in a game I've played yet. It's a shame he has to have a tough lefty-lefty matchup here, but let's try and do something with him. And that would have been the pitch to do it. Oh, and then I'm taking strike 3. You can't take strike 3. Oh, and now I'm late. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. I'm more frustrated than I need to be right now, simply because of the fact that, like I said, before the power went out and reverted my progress here, I actually did put up an extra run this inning, and now I'm not feeling too good about that. And no, I'm going to roll over on the first pitch with Hayes. Oh, nope, we're still okay. You got to hustle, Vlad. It's okay. We've got the best closer in the league, and we've got 3 straight lefty-lefty matchups, unless they pinch hit. Oh, and we know from facing Nathaniel Lowe back in the ALCS last year that he does not swing the bat, and he didn't do it there either. Go right after him in the first 2 pitches. Just steal those first 2 strikes. Look at it. It's so easy. That can't drop in Jones. All right, there we go. Nice job out there in center. I don't know. There was almost like a split second of panic there because I'm so used to just automatically seeing the Diamond Luis Robert fielding badge whenever something's hit out to center, and Spencer Jones doesn't have that. He is actually a pretty solid fielding center fielder, though, still, even without that. And there we go. A 3-pitch strikeout to the next guy. Just 1 to go. And you know what? That was almost scary, but it's really not even close to being scary. That's going to wrap up a nice little win. I mean, I always feel a little bit better about games that I load in already winning if I can score a run or 2 of my own, and I didn't do that this time, and I did do that the first time around, but it doesn't matter. A win's a win. We get 2 fireballs of momentum, and honestly, I don't really remember where we left off momentum-wise last episode, so let's see what this does for... Oh, we were in a good spot. Okay, and then that just adds to it. So let's see what we got here. Let's sweep them. 4-game series, we can still sweep that. Let's do it. There we go. Now the D-backs, go ahead and sweep them too. No, we get... What? Come on. Okay, well, this is maybe the most unnecessary fast track I've ever seen. Like, all the players we have in the minors that could benefit from a fast track, but the only option the CPU is going to give me is our end of the offseason auto signing of a 38-year-old 59 overall who's already going down I mean, normally my philosophy is just kind of like, if we get a chance at a fast track, there's no reason not to do it. But usually there's at least some reason to do it. I see absolutely no reason to do this. So I'm not even gonna bother with this, man. Like, it feels like here on year 4, the game knows that I'm getting frustrated with the mode itself, and it's just like doing everything it can to make absolutely no sense and just frustrate me even more. Like, why is that considered a fast track for a 38-year-old? All right, well, I kind of anticipated we'd stop simming and have a game to play anyway, but we did pick up another win. Now we got to do some scouting. All right, so then moving on, we do sweep the D-backs, and now we have a chance at a trade. And actually, look at this first one. The A's would be ready to give up Shea Langeliers. It's a bit of a steep asking price from us, but I don't really see the need for Taijuan Walker, so turning him into some value would be decent. Garrett Hampson, sure, he has value because he can play everywhere, but he has not recaptured the magic in actually his last 2 seasons now that he had in his first season with us. And then Matt Strahm, I mean, I was high on him after signing him in the offseason, but he's been awful. He's got an 8.44 ERA in 13 appearances, 5 blown saves. That can't happen. Langeliers, though, he is an 83 overall, but when it comes to 83 overalls, I don't know, his ratings kind of look weird. It makes him look like he shouldn't be an 83 overall. He's 29 though, with a B potential. He's still going up, so I guess maybe he does still have some room to improve. Wow, and for some reason, or actually I know the reason. I was gonna say for some reason Oakland hasn't been using him, but I do remember now that they drafted a generational talent catcher in that first season's draft. 1 pick before me, by the way. So yeah, Langeliers got phased out, and they must have a different backup catcher that's above him on the depth chart. So like, sure, his numbers kind of look terrible over the last 3 seasons actually, but he's also hardly played. Dude, I honestly, the more I think about this move, the more I like this move, because Langeliers just replaces Hampson. So like, our bench should stay the same, except, you know, we'd actually have a backup catcher now, and Hampson would be the one I'd want to send down / get rid of to get a backup catcher. And then getting rid of Strahm opens up the possibility for the CPU to bring up an arm, which would hopefully be either Tyler Wells or Joe Barlow. So yeah, dude, unless one of these other trades is better, I'm doing this one. I'm not skipping a trade this time. But we do have 2 more offers to look at. So San Francisco, they're offering me Marco Luciano again, but this time it's even more of a no, because they also now want Darius Akweja. 74 overall B potential left-handed closer who already looks this good. Not a chance I'm giving him up. And I don't want Luciano anyway. So then the Pirates. What are the Pirates going to give up? They also have a catcher they're offering. They also want Darius Akweja though, and this catcher is probably not as good as Shea Langeliers. So yeah, I'm making this move. I guess one other piece of information I don't think I showed is he does only have this year, or the remainder of this year, and then next year that we would have him under team control, but that's still better than just 1 season. And I already broke down why I think this trade is so good. So yeah, this to me is kind of a no-brainer. We're gonna go out, we're gonna snag Shea Langeliers from Oakland, and I am actually really excited about this move. So we're gonna get a chance to player lock with him in his team debut, but before we do that, we gotta see, what did the CPU do? Okay, the offense looks right. We don't have any extra guys. We don't have anybody that should be here that's not. I do think I want to establish a platoon. I'm gonna have Langeliers start against righties with that power, but I still want Mejia starting against lefties with that 89, I almost said 59, no, it's 89 contact against lefties. Defensively, they are like the same person. 99 arm strength, but then the rest of the fielding's kind of low. Kind of the exact same thing with Langeliers, but he actually has some decent speed. I didn't even really notice that. All right, so then what happened with the pitching? Who got brought up? Did nobody get brought up? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, we only have 12 pitchers. 9 hitters makes 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's a new one. I swear. This season of March to October is like cursed, but it's cursed in the funniest way possible. Even when I predict the CPU to mess something up, they mess it up in a completely different way. that I didn't even consider. We have 25 players on the major league roster. What? All right, well, what I planned on doing after that game against Cleveland was I kind of wanted to take a second because we haven't looked at like what the league's doing yet. We haven't really spent too much time in the menus. So I wanted to quickly get everyone up to date on what's going on around the league, maybe check in on some prospects. I wasn't really anticipating a trade, so this might be a menu heavy episode here today. So let's get to it. Obviously, we're winning our division handily. We actually just went up. I don't think we were first in power, but Shea Langlear's got us up to first in power. Over in the East, though, it's the Rays and then the Yankees. They're really the only two teams battling it out. This division has kind of fallen. The best team in the division, at least rank-wise, are the Blue Jays at 12. And they suck. Over in the West, it's the Astros. It's always going to be the Astros. The Angels, though, I remember when I faced them early on in the year, I kind of said they had an interesting looking team. So that's kind of fun to see them around in the race. And is it, you know what? Is it just me or does everybody's team batting average seem crazy high? I kind of just saw ours at 294, but like, yeah, the rest of our division's kind of up there. Pretty much all of the East is up there. Is this just a very hitter-friendly season? For whatever reason. Over in the NL, though, in the East, looks like it's the Braves and Phillies. Braves ranked 2 behind us. And again, everybody in their division has a high team batting average. The Pirates are number 1, and they're the 5th ranked overall team. So they might be starting to establish themselves. But this is actually a pretty close race, almost all the way up and down. The Cubs are a little far behind, but 4 teams, 3 games apart. That could be fun. And then the NL West, wow, the Dodgers are actually giving us a run for the best record in the league. They're 43-18. What were we? 45-16. Yeah, we're not that far ahead. That's only 2 games up. Oh man, and then the Giants are in last place. They are ranked 4th. I don't know if you guys remember, but in the offseason, the Giants were signing everybody. And I guess it did translate into a good team ranking. It's not translating into success though. I'm too interested in that now. Cause yeah, look at this offense. This last offseason, they signed Nico Horner, Edmundo Sosa, Jazz Chisholm, and Adolis Garcia, and Jake Fraley. So that's what, over half of their starting lineup against righties. They also signed Willy Adames and Bo Bichette at some point. They've got what looks like should be a really effective catcher platoon. So really their only weak spot in the lineup is the 9-hole hitter. Is it their pitching? I thought they made some pitching signings too. Yeah, I mean, their rotation's fine. Their rotation's honestly comparable to ours. But look at these numbers. Wow, dude, Logan Webb at a 93 overall, 5.21 ERA. Patrick Sandoval, 5.42, 5.25 for Kyle Harrison. And then Jordan Hicks and Walker Buehler, the only 2 starters under a 5, and they're not even doing that great either. All right, let's also take a second here to stay up to date with our hitters and our stats. Nick Senzel's batting .413. Man, that is an effective platoon situation. He's so good against lefties. But then we've got Houck, Hayes, Fletcher, Vlad, and Duran all batting over 300, and Mejia's right there. Looks like Jordan Lawler is finally starting to perform. He's up to a 250 average. Luis Roberts having a rough go of it. I mean, the slugging's still there. This kind of just looks like 2023 Luis Robert Jr., really. And then, yeah, about 60 games in, we've got Vlad at 20 bombs, Robert at 15, Fletcher. Dominic Fletcher's at 14 homers. He's going up +7 in his power against lefties. Montgomery also must be doing a little bit better against lefties because he's eliminated the negative contact. The negative power is still at -2 against lefties. If we sort by a little wins above replacement, we've got 3 guys at 3 wins or more. Colin Houck. Look at Colin Houck, man. I knew he was going to be good. He's simmed really well for whatever reason in his first 2 years, and I'm so happy to see that that's continuing now that he's a starter. I'm actually a little surprised Mejia's WAR isn't higher because before we got Langeliers, he was playing every single game, 61 games played with a 296 average, and he's a catcher. Like catchers normally, you get that WAR boost just for being a catcher. And it looks like the only person in the negatives right now is Termarr Johnson, and yeah, he is having a difficult time, it seems like. Doesn't get a whole lot of playing time, but at least his attributes are still climbing. That's what you want to see. 22 years old, a potential. How about our pitching then real quick here? All of our starters look decent. Woodruff's the only one struggling a bit. Montgomery's brought it back around. Grant Taylor, though, is struggling as a reliever this year. He was really good last year as a long reliever. But then our actual relievers, Dustin May has gotten 31 innings pitched so far in his long relief role. He's done okay. Phil Maton is yet to give up a run. He's our setup guy, so that is really nice to see. 9 holds in 10 appearances and then 1 save. He was an auto signing. And then, of course, Davey Garcia, but we won't talk about him because I'll just get angry. Clay Holmes seems to be struggling a bit, weirdly, and then Tanner Scott, good like he normally is. All right, then let's check in on some prospects here. I feel like this is always kind of exciting. Jeremy Bench is up to a 77 overall. I mean, he's getting close. If there was anybody who was gonna finally be my first ever draft pick in a March to October, get promoted to the MLB within still playing March to October, it seems like he'd be the guy. He's still not on the 40 man though, so he's not gonna get called up. He's not even gonna get a fast track, but he's pitching really well in Double-A. Johnny Castro, I think my #1 pick in the second draft. He's progressing really well, up to a 72 overall as a 19-year-old, and he's pitching really well also in Double-A. Actually, really well. 8 walks in 74 innings pitched. I guess that makes sense. That's like his highest attribute. Joel Rosales, another draft pick from the second draft, I think. I think he was kind of far down too in the draft, so he was a good pick, progressing nicely there. Jody Deal, our gem down in the minors. He seems a little slow this year when it comes to his progression. That's pretty much it when it comes to pitchers. I mean, we've got this dude, we've got Waylon Merrifield, but neither of them I really anticipate becoming anything. Darius Akweja, though, I mean, he could get called up. He's so good already. We did kind of already look at this. He's in single A, so he's not going to have any stats, but at least he's progressing. We did have a catcher that I drafted, I think in the last draft. And I mean, I know he's only a 58 overall with C potential, but I still really like his building blocks. And I don't really know how many position players we have left that are considered prospects, because all the ones we were excited about are in the bigs now. We do have Jimmy Hernandez, who I think was our second pick of the second draft. But if I remember right, he kind of developed slow last year, so he feels a little behind where he should be. Still only 19 though. Oh yeah, we do have Lazaro Armenteros, who he turned into a pretty decent prospect last year with a fast track. But I don't know, we'd probably need like another fast track or something to make him really somebody we'd be looking at. And that is pretty much it when it comes to worthwhile prospects to talk about. The rest of them are kind of like Michael McCormick here, really low overall and still really young to really factor into any excitement yet. But let's go into this Shea Langeliers player lock here and see what we can do with him in his first game in a White Sox uniform. I'm excited to use him. We get to face a righty, which is actually a good thing for him. And I don't know, man, Shea Langeliers is not somebody that I've like used like online or anything, but for some reason, like deep down in the recesses of my brain, I feel like he has a good swing. But I don't know. We're about to find out. I have no idea. Top 3 though, and we're getting our first at bat. He's batting 8th, so yeah, we might not get too many of them. Oh, and I'm rolling over. That's not what you want to do in your first AB. Okay, and we're right into our next one. Still a tie game at 0. Sky's looking good. And McKenzie won't stop throwing strikes. They're all right on the edge. Oh my, that one's on me. Oh, that's just a no-doubter. Shea Langeliers is here. On an 0-2 count, we got a fastball left over the middle, and he didn't miss it. I almost surprised myself with that being a good swing. I didn't realize it was a no-doubter, but he was just standing there looking at it. Dude, that's exciting. I might have been right about him having a good swing. And that was his first home run of the year. He's finally out of whatever jail he was being held in by not getting any playing time in Oakland. You know he's fired up for this. And he's still the only run of the game. We're in the top of the 8th here, 1-0. Ooh, okay, we didn't get another one, but that was another nice swing. It is going to be another extra base hit. That has to be a 3+, especially in such a low offense game with no hitting happening. We get 2 extra base hits. That's an easy 3+. It has to be. And I mean, we also got ourselves into scoring position with nobody out. That's going to help us to win this game. Not if Jordan Lawler is going to pop it up like that. That doesn't help. And Fletcher popped it up too, man. Come on. And Duran, I think that's actually going to get down. Okay, so we do get driven in. Of course, it's Ezekiel Duran that comes through. We did everything we could do then. I went deep, and then I accounted for the second run. Just don't blow it. We've got 2 innings to hold a 2-0 lead. Don't blow it. Oh, I'm getting another at bat. Oh. Oh, no, they did call that a strike. Okay, well, we still got a chance to hit then. All right, well, no, we're going to walk anyway. That's fine, though. I would have liked to come through because I don't know if I trust Jordan Lawler with 2 outs. Actually, he's got a 3-0 count here. Are they going to walk in a run? They are going to walk in a run. Okay. And then, nope, Fletcher's going to ground out. So we've got a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the 9th. You got to imagine Crochet's going to pick this up, right? I shouldn't be worried. And yeah, I mean, gave up a run, but we get the win. We get about as good of a game as we could have. Come on, game. You're really going to downplay that to a solid 2-hit game? That makes it seem like all I did was get 2 base hits. No, I went deep and then I hit a double. I accounted for 2 of our 3 runs and I drew a walk. I got on 3 out of 4 times, put up 6 total bases in a game where there wasn't much offense, and you're just going to call it a solid 2-hit game. I just need to stop getting frustrated by this mode because it's just always going to find new things to do, isn't it? It's okay. A 2+ is still good. He's probably still going to put up some decent numbers with a 2+ boost. I mean, we see dudes put up good numbers with only a 1+ boost. And it was prompting me to change the trade management, which I didn't do after our trade. I'm still going to leave Kang and Caro on our target list, but I will take off catcher as a positional need because I guess now we don't really need another big league catcher. I just like to get our prospects back if we can. So yeah, we still have team needs as prospects, targeted players as Kang and Caro, but now we don't really have any other positional needs. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. And we lost to KC, so I think that ends a streak. I think we were on a decent winning streak until then. All right, so let's move past scouting again. I think I saw we also lost the game to the Astros. Now we get to face Toronto. We're at a 49-18 record with 105 projected wins, and we're actually starting a game in the 7th inning. I don't think that's happened since like opening day where we started before the 8th. And with that being the case, I'm going to go ahead and call it for today's episode. I know it was a lot of menu stuff, but I find it interesting. I know some of you like looking around the league, looking at our prospects and stuff like that. But as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, all that sorts of stuff. Leave a comment. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with me again, and I will see you next time.